Hi, this is Ahava Sarah Fisher. This is now 10 days after I opened the pure water portion of my fast. And from that point, I introduced raw fruits and vegetables and miso soup into my diet. So I'm still on the fast, still on the 40-day fast. It just has changed in form because when I was on the water fast on the 14th day, 14th night, I was experiencing severe symptoms. What happened was I was really uh, completely in deconstructing. I lost a lot of weight, 25 pounds in 2 weeks, and I was getting blackouts, and I had a very rapid heartbeat, and so that was fine with me. I would have gone on. However, was getting concerned for someone my size. At that point, I was 5'3" and I was 83 pounds from the fast. Um, I needed to do it supervised because I wasn't sure, is this something going to pass? Am I putting myself at risk here? So I wanted to forge on despite it, but I didn't want to make an unwise decision. And also, I had a lot of bile building up in my throat, and I found it hard to drink. Every time I would drink water, I would throw up. So because of the fact I wasn't sure what was going on, whether I was really putting myself at risk, whether this would be a hump that would pass over. Also, I was like an invalid. I couldn't walk out of the house. I was literally like on the bed, like no energy to even worship, no energy to even call out to God. Like I could call out to God, but that was it. Then I would be just sleeping. So it got to that stage, and because of that incident, I decided, okay, I'm going to change this up a bit. And I opened the water part of the fast with watermelon and coconut water. It was so amazing. And now what's been even more amazing since I moved from that chapter to the raw foods and raw vegetables. Wow. First I was sick. First I started having some coconut water and fruits and introduced a little bit every few hours. That week I got so sick. I had fever, high fever. And I would go to bed and the fever would rage, rage, rage. I couldn't sleep. And I educated myself. I knew that when this happens, when you're fasting and then you detox so much, and then the fever aspect is like the body trying to get all those toxins out of you. So I kept drinking lots of water and just pure fruits, pure vegetables, and miso soup. And within 5 days, on the fifth day, I woke up free, completely free. All the heat had left my body. All the weakness, all the poisons like it felt like had invaded me were gone. Completely gone. It was so good. It was so good. Since then, like I am now almost 3/4 of the way, midway to 3/4 of the way of my fast, 3/4 of the way, and I feel amazing. I feel like I've been cleansed out, not only spiritually, emotionally, physically. I feel like I've gone back 10 years in time. And I used to have like a weakness in my chest. And it started when my place in when I was living in LA flooded, and I had to exit. And I remember going in and out of my townhome because I needed to get my stuff out while they were doing the kills on the ceiling to get rid of potential mold. And I remember I breathed in the kills, and it aggravated my chest so much. I think it caused scar tissue in my chest, because since then my breathing had changed and I felt weaker. After this fast, after the water fasting portion, my chest is back to the way it used to be. It's like the scar tissue was all eaten up. I kid you not. I feel so good and so strong. I feel like a rock. I feel like I can run, and not only run up a mountain. Oh my gosh, I feel amazing. I feel so grateful to God, because I've got so many benefits from this experience. It's not even over yet. I'm doing a fast for 40 days. Yes, it's changing form. It started off with juice, then with water, and now it's raw fruits, raw vegetables, coconut water. And you know what? During the portion, which is the water fast, which is the most extreme and amazing too, I found that my tastes were completely rewired. In the very beginning, I was craving unhealthy foods. Pizza, crispy duck, all those burgers, this and that. I usually eat fairly healthy, but still, I do eat those foods too. And now, I don't have any desire for it. No desire for pizza, no desire for cooked foods, no desire for meat. No desire for anything processed in any way. I feel completely different. I just want fruits and vegetables. And I feel my mind is so clear. I'm so efficient. I'm so strong. Wow, if I knew it was gonna be like this, I would have done this a long time ago. It is worth it. It's worth it to turn into a skeleton and to collapse, and oh boy, it's worth it. I mean, you can put some time aside to rest, because if you're small, you'll get very weak. Yeah, if you can put time aside to fast, do it. Don't wait. I'm amazingly pleased with this experience. And also, I learned not to be so legalistic in my approach, because the fast is going to be unique to you. Maybe you won't even get weak. Some people have more energy. Depends on your diet, your lifestyle, and also your size. If you're bigger, you're not going to get weak like I got. You're not going to get that weak until the later stages. I got that weak within the very beginning. Um, so, and I was at first very, very dogmatic that, oh, it has to be water fast for 40 days. And there was some pride and competition attached to that. So, for me to have to end at 14 days for the pure water aspect, that was very hard to end it, because I was so determined. But then I didn't want to risk my life. I didn't want to make a foolish decision purely because of this fixed idea that I have to do it this way. So for me to change course and add fruits and vegetables, kind of affected my that part of me that wants it this way. So when I let go of it, it was good for me. It was good for me to learn to flow more and to listen to Holy Spirit, and God was showing me that this is not a contest. This is not okay, now day 15, day 16, day 17. This is about Jesus. It's about drawing close to Him. And when we make anything else the focal point of the fast, he humbles us, that me having to break on the 14th, make that decision was humbling to me. Because I was saying in the beginning, oh, it's going to be 40 days, I'm going to show everyone I can do this. That was not a good intention for a fast. Of course, my intention was to draw close to God. However, there was that competitive element that was coming up, and God showed me. God showed me when He humbled me, when I broke the water aspect, that I had that trait. He wanted me to let go of, and it's connected to pride. So I had to let go of pride. I had to let go of being competitive with myself, and had to accept it and be happy with what He's showing me to do, and continue to follow His guidance. Because when I had fever after I broke the water fast, people were telling me, "Okay, eat bread, eat a full meal. Stop this. Whatever is happening to your body is you shouldn't be sick anymore." But God was saying to continue with the raw foods, and I was completely rewired. So I followed that despite what everybody's saying. There's going to be lots of voices around you, right? The only voice you need to concern yourself with is the voice of Holy Spirit. So I followed Him, and for 5 days, wow, after I broke, I had a new lease of life. I feel so good and so amazing. And I feel like God gave me, He turned back the time, He gave me my strength back, my joy, my ability to focus, and clarity. I go out, I see things differently. The world is a different place to me now. I love water fasting. Also, one thing I learned is to really come into agreement with others when you begin your water fast. Because I was so adamant about doing this fast, I didn't really talk to, well, the most important person for me to come into agreement is my husband. And I just told him I'm doing this, and this is the way it's going to be. And he wasn't comfortable with 40 days water fasting, and I wouldn't hear it. So I learned that I need to come into agreement and not just do things on my own. So that's something else I learned. And also with the people around me, like for 1 week my mom was around, and she got so nervous and worried, and I expended so much energy into keeping her comforted while I myself am weak. So that got in the way, and she's just not aware what's the benefit of fasting spiritually. So I needed to come into agreement with her too and explain to her so she doesn't have any nervousness. So yes, so when you get into a fast, come into agreement with your wife or your husband, because you're one flesh, and that is the beginning of the fast. The beginning of the fast is coming into agreement with your partner and then beginning the fast. Otherwise, it's almost like half a fast, because one part of you is fasting, one part of you is questioning it. So that's a mistake that I made. I should have clarified that with my husband first. But midway through the fast, we came into agreement, and I told him I would end fast early, the water aspect earlier than 40 days. And then now at every point, I get him involved in my decision. So I told him now I'm doing fruits and vegetables, and now he's comfortable with that. And I find that my experience can be unhindered, and I can really go deep, deep, deep into God because I've come into agreement with the most important person in my life. Yes, so that's part of the fast. That is part of the fast. It's coming into agreement.